Hello everybody, my name is, well you really don't care what my name is. I'm just gonna go around and say it. I hate snakes. I don't even to the point that I want them destroyed, I just can't be in the same room with them. And one particular snake that I hate the most are the rattlesnakes. So if that's true, why am I reviewing a movie that pretty much involved these kind of snakes? Well, I tried getting over my fear of snakes and I thought watching this movie would help. It did not. So the movie premiered back in 1999 on TV, which was not uncommon back in the day, and it stars Harry Hamlin as the main character who plays a firefighter, Shannon Sturgis as the love interest and damsel of distress, and Jack Scalia, I don't know if I said his last name right, who's the bad guy who ends up being killed off in the movie. The movie kind of focuses on the small town that deals with a hybrid of rattlesnakes. And when I mean hybrid, I do mean hybrids. This is a mix of the tropical rattlesnake and a diamondback rattlesnake. How this happened? Well, apparently a tropical rattlesnake, an aggressive one as the movie explained, was being shipped in a container box. And when I say that, I mean a huge container box, which was not, strapped on well. And when you see it in the movie, you realize that, yep, the snake's gonna get out. And it did. Not only did it escape, but it killed off the driver and passenger, and for 20 years, it started mating with other rattlesnakes, making new species. So we jump to 20 years later, where Jack's character is in charge of building some houses, which he uses explosions and other equipment, that causes the snakes to wake up from hibernation and come down to kill people. Now, I didn't actually mind Jack's character at first, since he was trying to be a good guy and build some houses. But he then mentioned money, and I realized, oh god, he's going to be the typical bad business guy who builds these businesses for himself and puts them ahead of the safety of people. And sure enough, not even half an hour into the movie, that's what he's doing. So no surprise there, folks. We're also introduced to this assistant who's being played by Shannon, and we are also introduced by Harry's character. And you could already tell these two are going to end up together, and that's what happens. They do end up together, but not later on until the movie comes near to an end. So the people are being killed off by snakes, and they capture one, and that's when they find out about the hybrids, how these two snakes came to be. So, what happens? Well, we get into typical movie plot where no one believes the hero, the bad guy acts like a jerk, trying to justify his actions, despite knowing full well that he is a jerk and the people are being killed off. The mayor is working with the bad guy since he doesn't want to lose the votes of the people or some dumb bullshit reason like that. The bad guy makes it that no one believes the hero until something bad happens. The people look up to the hero. The bad guy tries to take care of the problem and ends up being killed himself. Which is what happens. Harry tries to warn the people. No one believes him. Jack's character reveals some something from the past of Harry that causes everyone not to believe him or take him seriously. Harry and Shannon's character have some boring talk and bonding, which you really don't care. Harry saves the mayor's kiss, so the people look up to him. Jack tries to deal with the snake problem, ends up being killed. Harry saves his damsel in distress. They kill all the snakes, and Harry and Shannon's characters live happily ever after. So yeah, that's pretty much the movie, and was it bad though? Despite the typical plot that we've seen so many times. Actually, it wasn't bad, since it was mostly for TV, not for the theaters, which I don't mind. This movie didn't have like the big time budget to make an awesome movie, which is okay, and the effects were still good. They were not big effects, but some for the snakes were actually pretty good. My only problem with this is, again, we've seen these kind of movies before. We've seen the typical plots, the predictable characters, death scenes as well. But we've seen them in other movies, so it was no secret how it was going to turn out. The only thing I can think about that was good were not only some of the characters, like the main characters, but the snakes as well. I mean, yeah, some of the snakes, although they didn't look like the rattlesnakes like we've seen, because some of them had these spots that make them look like other kind of snakes. But once you hear the rattling sound, when you see their faces, and when you see them strike, it makes you cringe. It makes you cringe in fear, and it did for me, because every time I heard the noises, I looked around, making sure there wasn't a snake nearby. Yeah, I'm paranoid, okay? But that's what happens when I saw the snake, and for those that have a phobia of snakes or have a fear of snakes, this is something that can make this a good horror movie for you. but also will make you paranoid, wondering, where's the snake? Where's the snake? And I know it happened with me, but I don't know about anyone else if they would feel the same way. But again, if you guys want to watch this movie, go right ahead. I'm just saying, it's not a bad movie, but hey, it's a lot better than the ones we've seen on Sci-Fi, right? Well, that's it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this movie, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. I will be here next time to give you more love and more entertainment. Take care. See you all next time. And hopefully we won't see any snakes nearby, because I freaking hate them. I do. Death to the snakes. Death to them all.